So how do you plan to survive and continuously keep your website on top? Before answering that, let me take you on a little stroll down SEO lane. Once upon a time back when downloading a song took maybe a half an hour, you were able to throw up a website, in pure HTML, and pack the internal coding with whatever you wanted to rank for. Think of these times as the Wild West of the internet. Direct affiliate linking was commonplace with AdWords, and internet millionaires seemed to be popping up everywhere. Yes, times were good for some, but those days are long gone, and in order to have a fighting chance you are most likely going to have to do things, either Google's way or the dreaded second page highway. Many of us in the search engine optimization field know what we need to do to rank, but for those who find this article fresh and green, I will lay out what I have found to be the most important pieces for your SEO to work in the year 2018. This specific example will be for local business purposes. Okay, first off, we know everything on the internet has a URL address. When I say everything, I mean everything. Pictures, files, PDFs, and music. Once you understand that point, it might become a little clearer on how SEOs really work. Since everything on the internet has a URL, that means everything with enough attention sent to it will potentially rank higher in time. Now let's get back to ranking our local business. Number 1 would be to find a domain name that is relevant but generic enough so you won't have to worry about over-optimization. A good way to avoid this is by checking the keyword planner and do a small amount of math. I know, you came here for SEO help and not math. But what you are going to want to do is take the number of searches for your generic keyword and only use the exact keyword every 500 to 800 searches. If you think you will have a hard time getting around this, find a good tool that will let you find some LSI or latent semantic indexing words. A great source that I have found for this is thesaurus.com. Even a good old paper dictionary will work if you can still find one of them. Cricket sounds, okay, forgive me. Alright, so now you have the perfect domain and you are registered. Next you will need to get set up with hosting. Before we move on, let give you a small piece of advice when it comes to domains and SEO. The internet is not as young as it used to be, and maybe 50% of the most common available domains have already been used before. This is more widely spread in the affiliate marketing areas, but still you need to do your proper research on any domain before you buy it. Some domains may still have links attached to it, and if the quality of those links are spammy, then you are already starting from behind. A few ways to check this is to head to a website called archive.org. This is a great website for seeing what has been on the internet before, among other great uses. To check and see if any past links are still attached to the domain, you can type in majestic.com and look at the Site Explorer. Others are Ahrefs and Mo's Open Site Explorer. In time you will see how useful all these paid services can be, but for buying a domain name and checking links, the free versions are fine. Let me go off on a little side note here for a bit, and this will really be a piece of gold if you have not heard about buying aged domains before. Aged domains are domain names that have been purchased in the past and built up as websites, but for some reason they are left to expire while all the hard work and links that have been built to that website just sit there. Many times you can pick up some from a politician that is not running for office anymore or who may have passed away recently. I know this is starting to sound kind of morbid, but those websites are essentially assets, and assets can make you money. Or what about a radio station that has gone under but still has all those links from Metallica.com or other high-profile links? Those are already powered up websites that SEOs buy, and then they are used to power up the social sites that link to a money website. You see, Have a look at buying aged domains if this interests you, or sign up to GoDaddy auctions, then use a Chrome extension to see what are the best domains available. Now back to the lesson. Hosting is a simple service that will keep all of your online files in order for a small fee every month. I prefer HostGator. If you need help with this, I will put up another article explaining what you will need to do to make your website live. There are also many good videos online that will show you how to do this as well. Learning about how to use panel and hosting is an essential skill that every internet business person should know about. Here is a short video showing you the basics of how to work with your panel or hosting service to set up WordPress, specifically with HostGator. So, we have the domain and hosting, and now we will need to add a content management system or CMS software. There are many to choose from, and it all depends on what type of site you will be having. The one I am using for this website and that I have the most experience with is WordPress. This CMS has many available themes or architectural designs that you can use to have the perfect website. Knowing which one you need will help display all of your services. Once again, that is WordPress.com, and there are 2 versions to choose from. And remember, anything or piece of this that you may have questions about, have a look at some YouTube videos or check back here for a more detailed description. For SEO purposes, don't use the free option as your main site. Moving on, we will need to brainstorm a bit and start getting an idea of how our website will look. Your website structure is very important. Number 1 is to decide what you want to have on your header, which is above the top menu bar of your website. Many utilize this space to separate the different services and categories. As for the footer, menu on the bottom of the website, this is mostly used for the legal and disclaimer pages. Speaking about those disclaimer pages, you are going to want to be very specific and general with these pages. Just throw something up in the beginning and let the visitors be able to access them. You can fix them later, but once the website goes live, you must have those up and ready. Research your specific niche or industry and read the legal pages from them to get an idea of what you need to cover. Towards the top of your website, you should have your contact information along with a logo or USP. A unique selling proposition. This is not a marketing article, but differentiating yourself with a great USP from the competition is a must. When it comes to your website architecture, keep in mind how you will be interlinking your pages. Proper website silos will help all of our link juice flow through the website, making all of the pages stronger. Think of your website pages as sort of links to a pipeline. Each page needs to be connected to the piece that makes the most sense. For instance, you would not want to connect your services page to the disclaimer page unless it makes total sense to, and in some industries it does. But naturally, the services page would link to more services that would link to the Contact Us page and Checkout page. All links should never be left open also. Think like a customer and visitor. How does Amazon let you wander and walk through the website? What I mean is, if all your links lead to the checkout page, then there also needs to be a way for the visitor to get back to the homepage, essentially closing the link. I hope that makes sense, but for now let us go back to structure. Have a look around at other websites in your arena. Oftentimes you can scroll to the bottom of the website and see what type of theme they are using. This should not be a problem for 2018, but make sure the theme is mobile optimized or responsive. A great place to get some is below. Now that we have an idea of the website structure, you will want to make sure that you have in your mind an area. Will they be displayed out in front, or will you have a clickable button of sorts for readers to see what you are up to? Many times you can post snippets on the side column of your top posts, which will bring visitors to your blog also. In the coming year of 2018, websites, I feel, are all going to have to be powered by a deep and heavy-duty blog. What does that mean? In layman's terms, it means content. Original and relevant content is what I feel the algorithms are targeting the most. I mean, think about it. The search engines make money off of user experience. If the user likes, then the user clicks. Clicks equal money. When you reach this point, head to the Google Search Console and register your website. This will be needed to be done to get some website data and eventually link some type of analytics. The webmaster tools that are provided by Google are very insightful, and there are plenty of SEO tricks that can be done in there. So after a few months of data has been collected, you can begin to dive into it and see what can be improved upon. Let us continue. What drives user experience down? Landing on a website that takes forever to load and way too many ads. People want answers to their questions, and many times they will not subscribe for that information. Website loading speed is also a big factor. You can check your website speed at Page Speed Insights, which is part of the Google Developers Program. In 2018, I predict the scammer will lose. Because what are scammers? Essentially, they are lazy, right? Otherwise they would put in the hard work like everyone else. And that is what I feel like Google is banking on for search engine optimization in the coming year. Now we are ready to move forward with our next step. Google My Business is what is needed for you to be taken seriously and begin to move up in the rankings. When you get to this point, you will need to have decided on a physical address, as Google will send mail to confirm you are a true business. This will usually take about a week or so for the mail to come, and I don't believe you can use a PO box for this. There are ways that everyone should be utilizing that may explain how to get around having a physical business address, but this post is about mostly doing things within Google's terms of service. Have a look at my resources page for more helpful sites around the web. Continuing on, as we wait for our business confirmation code to arrive, we can then begin to build our social buffers. Social buffers are websites that you need to bring credibility and branding recognition to the outside world. This article will list the top sites with the most linking power. It is best to start with around 10 to 15 sites that are built out fully and point back to what is called your naked URL. For my website, that would be http://unrelentingco.com.